The future of Clash Royale is in jeopardy, and I think that's putting it nicely. The game right now still is not in a great state. There has been a lot of controversial events that have been surrounding the community, and things just aren't looking great. So in this video, I kind of want to talk more about Clash Royale, where it's at right now, and where it needs to go in the future. So yeah, let's do that. Also, this is a follow-up video to the video I made called Can Clash Royale Be Saved? If you haven't seen that one already, be sure to look at it. But let's begin. So I want to begin this video with an unfamiliar place, and that is actually giving Clash Royale some credit for some good things they have done. In Clash Royale, there's always negative stuff to talk about. That's been the case for the past couple of years, but when they do good things, I do at least want to give them credit where credit is due. I feel like that is fair. So we're going to talk about some good things, and then don't worry, we have some other bad things to talk about as well, so be sure to stay tuned. Let's start out with Lucky Drops. I am a fan of Lucky Drops, alright? Lucky Drops were added in the last Clash Royale update, and while they were basically the only feature of the update, making it a pretty small update, I think it was a good feature. Being able to get free progression in the form of magic items, books, elite wild cards, wild shards, and things of that nature is great. Now, even though a lot of it is up to luck, still, for a free-to-play player to have the chance at all to get the Book of Books, that's pretty good. That never existed in the game beforehand, and now it does exist. That is a step in the right direction. Also on top of that, there is the addition with the challenges tab, where with classic grand challenges and the mega draft, you can get one-time book rewards for that as well. So if you actually have some skill, you can get free books as well, which is awesome. That's good. Other good things they've been doing recently are these little mini events. The first one I can think of was actually this birthday event. It was in the News Royale tab, and it had a track of rewards where when the community accumulated a certain number of crowns, it would unlock the next tier of the track, and the final thing on the track was like an evolution shard. That was pretty cool. More recently, there was this Easter crown chase event where you could get like 3 evolved barbarian shards, which was great. There was also an exclusive like P.E.K.K.A emote. There was this weird looking elixir golem emote where he had an egg in his stomach. I don't know what was going on with that, but free emotes, that's great. And then there was more progression in there as well. And then most recently, as of me recording this video, there was the Gem Dash event where solely just by logging in every day, you could get 925 gems. Now, is the concept of these events and Lucky Drops basically a direct copy from Brawl Stars? Yes, but is that a bad thing? Absolutely not. Brawl Stars is a great game. It is popping off, by far Supercell's most popular game, and imitation is the best form of flattery. So congratulations to the Brawl Stars devs. Oh yeah, and how could I forget, we got the Dagger Duchess for free, which was great. You can unlock her for free, do some challenges, and then get another one of her. So if you just logged in and did some really simple tasks that would take 15 minutes maximum, you could have at least a level 10 Dagger Duchess. And then also they buffed Tower Troop chests to make this so that way you can get more Cannoneers and Dagger Duchesses more frequently, which is great. All right, that was the good. Now let's talk about the bad. So the bad stuff, unfortunately enough, it intertwines with all of this good. One kind of trend I've noticed recently with Clash Royale, it seems like whenever something good happens, something bad is bound to happen simultaneously. So here's a few examples, all right? When Lucky Drops were added, that was a good addition. That was a W. But with the addition of Lucky Drops, they removed wildcards from the season shop. That is a big L. If you follow my free-to-play account series, the wildcards in the season shop were a major way in which I progressed. Apart from buying books and wild shards, all of my season tokens went towards wildcards, all right? And for those to be gone, it's just punch in the side of the head. Now, I can take a guess as to why they took wildcards out of the season shop, and I'm pretty sure it's because they didn't want to buff progression, but they just wanted to redistribute the rewards, alright? Because I'm pretty sure when they added star drops, they nerfed progression in other areas of the game to kind of redistribute it. But Brawl Stars was already a semi-free-to-play friendly game, so it didn't matter too much. But Clash Royale is not as free-to-play friendly as Brawl Stars. So for me personally, buffing progression would not have been a bad thing. Having wildcards in the season shop and the Lucky Drops exist simultaneously, why couldn't that just happen? Even if wildcards stayed in the season shop but were nerfed with the amounts you could buy per season, I still think that would be a fine alternative. It would still be a buff to progression, but a smaller buff to progression. I guess we just can't have buff progression. That just doesn't work out. I'm laughing, but it's not funny. It's not funny. All right, next thing, with the Easter Dash event, whatever the heck it was called, Easter Crown Chase, whatever it's called. With that, I believe around the same time, there was a pretty massive bug in the game where someone could like just nuke an entire clan. I don't remember the specifics of the bug, but basically there was a way a player could like make it so that way whenever someone in their clan would open the app, the game would just crash. And like, that's a massive bug. If you can't even open the game, then how are you supposed to do anything? And then most recently, we have the Gem Dash. That's a good event. But then there was the controversy of players getting banned for this weird lucky drop bug. The bug has been patched now, but basically there was a way where players could choose what lucky drop items they got, and it was pretty unfair. You could basically rig progression in your favor to the point where you could just get legendary drops and just get elite wild cards and books for days. And a lot of players that exploited that bug, they got banned for 31 days initially, but then their bans were upgraded to being permanent. It turns out that them being perma-banned was a like system error on Clash Royale's banning system, something like that. So they were reverted back to 31 days. But this had Clash Royale Twitter in like a frenzy, especially because a couple content creators got banned as well. I believe Aragon and Riley, who are two pretty notable content creators in the community, they got banned for exploiting the bug. And here's kind of my whole take on the situation. For exploiting a bug, yes, you deserve to be banned, but not permanently. I think the 31-day ban is adequate. Luckily, they reverted it back to then. Everything's good now. So yeah. But the main thing that was controversial as a result of this is because players were getting banned for this, but not for the clan nuking exploit. And what people are saying is that, oh, when it comes to people exploiting Clash Royale's resources and skipping out on monetizable areas, then they get banned. But when it's a gameplay issue, then Clash Royale doesn't care, you know, it doesn't affect their revenue. And I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, with the recent track record of Clash Royale and kind of their predatory pay-to-win practices, it does make sense. But also at the same time, I want to believe that that isn't the case. I don't know, let me know what you all think. And so I guess this kind of segues into my next point, and it's kind of my overall philosophy with gaming as a whole. This doesn't just apply to Clash Royale, it applies to gaming as a whole. But is the simple phrase, optics are everything. Basically, how the general public perceives the game determines its long-term health. If the average casual player of the game views it in a positive light, then its long-term outlook is going to be positive and it's going to have an upward trajectory. And with Clash Royale, I think the average casual player does not have a positive outlook of the game. I think a perfect example of this is the Clash Royale TikTok page. If you go to like any post on Clash Royale's TikTok, there's just people in the comments just memeing about how pay to win the game is. Like, there's comments of people being like, oh, make it $100 to open the app, make it $10 to switch my deck, increase the diamond pass to $50,000 and make me take a mortgage out. You know, things like that. And I think those comments are personally funny, but that is not a good reflection of the game. Like, I remember when the meme is back in 2021, it was like nerf miner, lava hound when it dies, guards, and knight is good stats for the cost. Memes like that were popular. And those memes, those were associated with gameplay. Those weren't associated with monetization. Any sort of jokes that I think are associated with monetization, it's not a good reflection of the game. It just isn't. And I touched on this in my last kind of rambling video, but I feel like if the game was just good, if like the features of the game were just solid all around, then monetization is naturally going to occur. If the Pass Royale were cheaper and provided more value, then more people would buy it, and then naturally you would make more money from it. If new features were introduced in a non-predatory way, people would be more open to buying offers naturally. And with that, you're bound to make more money, I feel. I could keep talking a lot more about monetization. I feel like I did that enough in the last video. So I'm not gonna do that anymore here. What I wanna talk about now is, I guess, looking forward in the Clash Royale, looking forward in the future, and how the future for this game makes me very, very nervous. So this video is currently being recorded and will most likely be uploaded kind of around the middle of April, and I think we can expect the next Clash Royale update to be towards the end of June. That's kind of how last year's update cycle went. You know, last year we had the Diamond Pass update at the end of March, and then Card Evolutions level 15 came in June. And this year we had lucky drops at the end of March, and so we're probably gonna have another update in June. And with this update, I have no idea what it's gonna be. I genuinely don't. I have no idea. And because of that, and because of the track record that Clash Royale has established within the past year, this update, it has me terrified. You know, 3-4 years ago, you asked me, oh, are you excited for the Clash Royale update? I'd say, heck yeah, I'm so excited. How's the game gonna change? How's the game gonna get better? Now you ask me, hey, are you excited for the next Clash Royale update? No, I'm scared. I'm scared. Do I want new features that are going to be added to the game to make the game feel more fresh and to make the game better? Yes, of course. What player doesn't want that? But do I trust the developers to do that in a good way? I do not. My trust was lost with the developers when they did the Diamond Pass rework, and it hasn't been built back up since. Like I touched on earlier in the video, things have gotten better, yes. Free stuff, you know, we had the Little Prince at the end of last year, Dagger Duchess for free. We've had events where you can get free resources and stuff like that. Lucky drops are a good addition. They have made strides in the right direction. I still do not have full confidence in them to make a good game-changing update. So when looking at this update that is going to come in June, most likely, it has to be perfect. Like, I don't think y'all understand. There is no room for error with this update. There is zero room for error. The community is in shambles, absolute shambles. And for Clash Royale to build the community back up, to build back trust within the community, there is no room for anything bad to happen during this update. Whatever the content is of the update, it has to be spot on, it has to be game changing, and it has to be good for casuals and pro players. With this update in its implementation, it cannot be pay to win at all. Can there be shop offers for it? Yes, that's fine. I am okay with monetizing new content. I have no problem with that. Just no offers that are like $50 to max out the new feature. That is just ridiculous and should not exist. There should be no controversy. Zero controversy at all. With the card evolution and level 15 update, level 15 was marketed as costing 0 gold. And that got everyone hype. That got everyone really hype, even me as a content creator. But then the reality of that no gold is that it would take 50,000 elite wildcard. And elite wildcards are arguably the hardest resource to obtain in this game in mass quantities. We cannot have any controversy like that with this update. Not at all. Absolutely nothing. The words 0 and nothing, I cannot say enough. No absolutely game-breaking bugs either. I understand that bugs are unintentional in programming, in game design. Bugs are naturally going to occur, but to the Clash Royale devs, if you watch this video, quintuple check your code before you publish it. Make sure there are no bugs. If you use Java, make sure there are no semicolons missing. I think Clash Royale actually uses C++ or something like that. But you get my point. We can't have any bugs where people can nuke clans. We can't have any bugs where players can exploit lucky drops. We can't have any bugs like that. It just cannot happen. And if it does happen, it better be fixed within 12 to 24 hours. Non-negotiable. We just need a good, solid, all-around update. I think the last time we had one of those was June 2021. That was almost 3 years ago. Is it too much to ask for a good Clash Royale update? Is it too much to ask? Is it too much to ask for an update where the content is good, it's not overly pay to win, there's no controversy, and there's no bugs? Is that too much to ask? I don't think it should be. I don't think it should be. So in terms of the future of Clash Royale, does it have a bright future? It has the potential to be. Absolutely. Even with a good update that is like an 8.5 out of 10 or above, I think we'll be cool. I think we'll be chill. Not great, not peak, but we'll be chill. We'll be good temporarily. But if that doesn't happen, if this update is only like a 7 or below, even if the update's good is not good enough. It needs to be great, okay? If the update is only good, it will not be good enough. I still hold out hope for the future of the game. At this point, I think it's Stockholm Syndrome. I think I have a really unhealthy relationship with the game. But the devs, they are good people. I can tell you that as someone who does interact with them, I can tell you the devs are good people. I can tell you that. We just gotta hope that with this next update, they can execute properly and continue the somewhat upward trend of the game. Somewhat upward trend is generous, but you know what I mean. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this rambling video. Watch this video here. That video is really weird because it's just me acting like an idiot the whole time, but I'm sure you'll enjoy it. See y'all later. Peace out.